Hello and welcome to a brand new video, an impromptu video. I'm an idiot and this is the internet. So currently this weekend, we've been having a lot of game showcase events on YouTube, online. I suppose this would normally be the time for E3, but we don't have E3 anymore, so a lot of companies and developers and such are doing their own kind of like live presentations and stuff, and we've had a number of them over this weekend. I believe as I'm filming this video, Microsoft are having their Xbox showcase, but over the past couple of days we've had a PlayStation State of Play and the Summer Games Fest, I think is what it was called. Now, the whole reason to this video is kind of a discussion video. It's a talking point video. During Summer Games Fest, there was an announcement that there will be a physical copy of Alan Wake 2, which is fantastic. Myself personally, as we all know, I'm a physical collector, and I was rather upset October last year, or before then, when Remedy announced that there would not be a physical version of Alan Wake 2 when it came out in October. I was sad by that because I'd got the I do buy games for consoles that I don't own yet, and I had bought both Control the Ultimate Edition and Alan Wake the Remastered Edition for PS5, all kind of in the knowledge and hope that when Alan Wake 2 would come out, I would be able to add that to the collection too. But as I said before, it was announced that there wouldn't be a physical release. Well, at Summer Games Fest this weekend, or Friday, I can't remember when it was announced that we will be getting a physical version of that game, which is fantastic. Initially, what I've seen as a result of this is something that I'm kind of creating in my head as, could this be a possible future if this ends up being a viable source of income? Oh, I don't even know how to say it, but right. So basically, initially the announcement was in partnership with Limited Run. So if you've got issues, I mean, some people have issues with Limited Run. Some people kind of just, you know, I do buy from Limited Run, but I know that there's a whole number of issues around actually getting the products. But that isn't really the point of this video. The point is that after that announcement, I saw on Facebook that Game announced that they will be getting in the UK, they will be getting a physical, they will be doing an exclusive physical release of Alan Wake 2. So that then became the version of the game that I would buy. My issue is that, and I could be wrong, so please in the comments below, if I am wrong, please let me know. But I do believe that the digital version of Alan Wake 2 is £35 or $35. As I said, I'm not 100%. I'm not actually currently on any digital store, so I'm not on the PlayStation store. I'm not on an Xbox store. I'm not on Steam, so I wouldn't be able to check it. I could probably check it online, but I'm not going to do that. I'm an idiot. Why would I want facts? If it is £35, $35, the price of this physical version of the game, limited runs, they're doing a collector's edition, a deluxe collector's edition. So you get, if you know through limited run, you can get like different versions of the game. They sometimes do a collector's edition, a deluxe edition, almost like a vintage collector's edition, where it will be in a design of a SNES box or an NES box or a Game Boy box. But they're doing a collector's edition for Alan Wake 2, and I believe you get some sort of kind of torch stand thing, and maybe like a necklace or a watch, like a pocket watch kind of thing, or a medallion. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but you get that, and you get like the physical game and stuff like that. So that's $199 for that collector's edition, and from what I can tell, that's the only version of the game that was available. Now, the game one hadn't been announced at this point when I saw how much the limited run one was going to be, and I was like, I don't want to pay $200 for one game. That's ridiculous, especially a game that's only $35 digitally. Now, this is probably the first time where I've actually seen, other than like Steam or a sale, that I've actually seen a digital version of a game actually go for cheaper, much cheaper than a physical version. During like the PS3 and that, you would get like digital versions of the game on the PlayStation Network, and it would be the same price as physical. So why would you buy digital when you could get the physical copy? Unless you just wanted a digital library and it was easy and you didn't have to go to the shops and stuff. So that was one gut punch that I got with the $199 price tag. Then Game announced their exclusive version. So again, I went onto Amazon. I think this could be the only place that you're going to be able to get this physical version in the UK at the moment. So you won't be able to get it from Asda, you won't get it from Smiths, you won't get it from Amazon. It's a game exclusive, and that is currently priced at $69.99, so £70. Now, there's been discussion for many years about the cost of games and the fact that the cost of games need to go up in order to go along with development costs, because games are becoming more and more expensive to make. And I've heard a lot of arguments for it actually going up and it needing to go up to be a sustainable business, which I fully understand and fully get. But in the same breath, or at the same point, the exchange rate when it comes to currency should really kind of play a factor in this. So if games have gone from $50 to $60 to possibly $70 in some instances, US dollars, in the UK, that conversion rate is obviously different from US dollars to Great British pounds. So if you're paying, let's say, $60, $70 for something, that actually changes slightly. I think $70, or I think $69.99 converted into US dollars is actually $88.90. So if video games become $69.99 as a standard, then we are going to be paying more than what our American friends or American gamers will be paying for their game at $70, because we'll be paying $88. Unless, actually, no, now I'm thinking it's just the conversion. But I mean, it's just more money. It just seems like more money, doesn't it? Like to be paying £88, almost £90 for a game. And maybe maybe even in this video, I've kind of it's just clicked for me that, because I mean, Australians play a lot more for their games, and I'm not sure if that's comparative either. I'm pretty sure with this current generation, I think they're paying like $100 for most games. You know, I think like the PS4 on that was like $80 was kind of like the average. And I think that's now crept up. But what I don't want to happen is that, and I've seen the argument on videos that I've done, like my Death of Physical Media video, people have come out and said, like, look, physical media is not dying, and even if it does, it will just cost more, which I can understand, because as it becomes less and less of a mass market thing, that you'll create less of it, but the cost will still be there to make it. So you need to kind of recoup that cost. But I don't want games in the future, physical games, to be £70. Like that. I mean, you go to like Game or any shop in the UK at the moment, you buy a brand new game, you're going to be paying £60 to £70. But going back to the original point of the digital version is £35. Why isn't this like almost a budget title? Like, if it is a budget title digitally, why isn't it a budget title physically? You know, at the moment, the means to print these discs is still readily available, because we've been doing it for decades at this point. So it's not like we've gone back to now printing it, gone back to printing discs, that it's become more expensive. I mean, like, I remember being told when I was younger, buying CDs, that like, you know, the cost of the CD and the case and that is pence. So if it costs like £3 to make a CD, and then they're charging you £9.99, £12.99, £15 for a CD, for like an album or something, you know, when it comes to the cost of printing the disc and making the box and stuff like that, if that's less, I don't know, let's say £5 at the max, because you're doing it en masse, you know, you don't kind of generally just make a few of these, you make thousands of them. It would keep the cost low for the publisher, you know, for the person that's getting them made. And then that's where the kind of profit comes in, is then you mark up the price and then everybody buys it. So even if you're buying a game at like £20, like, you think that you've gone and got yourself a deal because it's not £60 anymore, but then if the game costs a few pounds to print and to make a box for, then you're paying the other £15 for, you know, the company to get their profit, their money. So my worry is that with it being an exclusive, you're not going to be able to get the game anywhere else. So I'm going to be part of the problem here as well, is that tomorrow I'm going to go out and pre-order this game from Game, and essentially I'm going to be paying the £70 price, because it's a Game exclusive. It's the only place where you're going to be able to get this game physically. I mean, things might change in the week. There might be an Amazon version announced, but at the moment, as I've made this video, it's a Game exclusive. The deluxe physical edition is a Game exclusive. So, I mean, if that changes, then I'll have more options, and then I can just wait for the price to go down. But at the moment, an exclusive title for a dwindling medium is coming out at £70. And because it's an exclusive, I don't know how many copies are going to get made. It might end up being like a a limited run, for lack of better words, of this game. They may not make like millions of them because it's only exclusive to this one company game. So they would only kind of make a certain amount before not making them anymore. Obviously then increasing the price of its desirability. But if this becomes like people have commented that like you'll just have to go online for physical media, look at like vinyl, and that vinyl's come back and it's still around and you have to pay like a premium for that. I don't want the premium price for a physical game to be £70 a pop, because that's ridiculous. I know the growing cost of things. People have made videos where like, you know, the cost of making a game is going up into the hundreds of millions, if not like, what wasn't it reported that like Spider-Man 2 may like cost $250 to $300 million to make or something? I think that's what was what was reported. So and then like going on that figure, like a forecasted figure of what Spider-Man 3 could cost is something like £500 million. It's ridiculous for a video game, for, you know, something that's art as well as you know, a business. It's just crazy to think of it all. But this, yeah, so it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And again, I say I'm part of the problem, is that I'm going to want this physical version, and I'm going to have the fear of not being able to get it in the future because they don't make loads, so that then there isn't a reduction in the price, if that makes sense. There could very well be, and I could eat my words on this and it not be an issue and it not be a problem. But I don't want companies to watch this this particular situation, see it be very for it to work out very, very well, and then for them all to do it. Because as I feel that we're going to see less and less physical games being made, I mean, the fact that there isn't a physical version of this game anyway, and take for instance Hellblade, there isn't a physical version of that as well. If in a year's time Microsoft come out and say, oh, guess what, we're releasing Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga on PlayStation 5 and the Switch, and the physical version is going to be released through limited run like they've done with Pentiment and Grounded, and I think they're going to possibly eventually do the other two as well. I then don't want that price to be $199 or $70, $80, $90, because it is very much that part of it's going to be a limited thing. And I understand that, you know, like I said before, if it's going to be a more limited run, then it's going to push the cost of making it up. But I just don't want this kind of trend to catch on, even though I am responsible, or going to be responsible, for encouraging it. I'm stuck. I mean, this could be a nothing thing. This could be all in my head, and, you know, in a year's time, you could go into game and you could see a copy of Alan Wake 2 for Xbox or PlayStation 5, and you could see it for like 50 quid. Now, that is still quite a lot of money, but it's not initially the 70 quid that you would have paid for when it first came out. But still, I don't know. They might only make 1 million of them, and since they're not taking in pre-orders anymore, is it going to be something that you really kind of want to get rid of as well? I don't know. You might. I don't understand why you would pre-order a physical game of something that has a cheaper digital version, and then get rid of it, and then trade it in for something, trade it in for less, and then get another game, without you really knowing that this game is only exclusive to games. So you've gone and bought it, and like, it's kind of like an actual limited edition. Again, I could be creating all this issue in my head, but it's just something that been thinking about all weekend and really mindful of that. I don't want to be paying the $200 at the top end, the $200 collector's edition for a physical edition of a game, and at the lower end, 70 to 80 quid for a guaranteed version. But I'm part of the problem, because I'm going to go and pre-order it. So it's like I'm kind of stuck. I kind of hope this doesn't end up being a trend for like the last couple of years of the generation. I mean, I think we've got at least 4 years left of this current generation. But I mean, the PS5 is, the PS4 has been out now for 10 years. So I could definitely see the PS5 going past 2025. 2028. Because just the current adoption rate of people buying PS5s is low. But I mean, it's selling well, but there's a lot of people still playing on PS4 because they're still providing games for the PS4. But initially, when that stops, and I think we're going to get to that point within the next 12 months, where games will be coming out more for the PS5 than the PS4, you're just going to get this point where people are going to have to transition over, because the games are going to be on the PS5 and not PS4. I think the real big push for that will be GTA 6 next year. It's not coming out for PS4, it will be a PS5 only title, so you have to have a PS5 in order to buy it. So, very much a system seller. But then I don't want the next 4 years, like, copies of certain games to be overly inflated because of a market in which the companies can control the amount in which a game is printed. I mean, with retro games now, for like games on the PS3 that didn't sell well initially, obviously their print run was low, so that's made the game more desirable now and inflated the price. Can you imagine in 20 years time the cost of a physical version of Alan Wake 2 if only 2 million copies of them exist, because it's been out digitally and the digital version is cheaper? Can you imagine if they were to only sell 2 million copies in the UK? So there'd be only 2 million copies to get. Like, with how people treat some things that they buy, I mean, you can go into a shop now and like a PS5 game will be completely trashed. So in 20 years time, if whatever happens, a game gets delisted or whatever, and the physical version is the only means you have to play it, and it had a low print run, then, you know, are you going to be paying that £200 in 20 years for a physical copy of something? I don't know. So yeah, I'm sorry that this video has gone on long. I don't know if halfway through the video I kind of maybe almost justified the price increase, because of, even though it's more money, the price conversion, what I was trying to get at is, if we paid, if $70 US is £88 in UK money, then surely we shouldn't be paying $69.99. We should be paying something like £55, because it's the same as $70, is what I was getting at. But we're not, we're paying more money. That's the point I was getting at, and that's the point that I'm worried at. I'm glad I cleared that out right at the end of the video, because most people watch these videos for like 3 minutes, so no one's even gonna see this bit. But yeah, no, I thank you for me getting it out. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. whether I'm kind of just worrying about nothing. If it's something that me now talking about it is something that you're now going to think about, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to, consider, or is now something that you're worried about, let me know in the comments section. And if you think I'm an idiot or whatever, let me know in the comment section for that as well, because there's been people that don't know. But I don't really care. I mean, that's the whole point of the channel, is that I'm an idiot on the internet. I'm no authority figure on this thing. I'm just here to talk and engage with people, like-minded or not. So yeah, thank you for your time in this little kind of like rant, and this kind of like internal kind of debate that I've had going on in my head over the weekend that I wanted to kind of talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna end it. Thank you very much for watching, and you will see me again soon for a new video soon. Bye.